said that wrong.
My name is John McMahon. I live in Boise, Idaho. Honorable members of the Idaho legislators, thank you very much for allowing me the privilege to testify before you. I am a 26-year veteran of the United States Army. I was in the infantry, and I'm a graduate of the University of Idaho and the Defense Equal Opportunity Management Institute. I am currently retired. My involvement with the Occupy Boise began at its inception around 11 September 2011. I have attended General Assembly meetings and participated in many marches, rallies, and other activities as well, and will continue to do so. I am a member of the Occupy Boise Finance Working Group, which receives, accounts for, and distributes funds and in-kind donations. Like most others of our Occupy Boise General Assembly, I am a volunteer, giving freely of my time, talent, and money. I work with the Public Information and Planning Working Groups and have helped with direct actions and been present at meetings with state and local officials with whom we have had, I believe, respectful and cordial relationships. My involvement with the Occupy movement is a natural follow-on to my military service, in that I truly believe my service is to defend the Constitution and every American's rights under it. In the last 10 years, I have seen many of our rights become eroded and infringed upon. It is very clear to me that justice and fairness under law is anything but equal. There is disparate treatment, even under the law, between the wealthiest and the poorest Americans, especially as experienced by women and persons of color. There are growing numbers of Idahoans and other Americans whose pleadings for equanimity under law are either ignored, unheard, or both. These American citizens simply yearn to breathe free. The Occupy Boise Vigil protest gives hope to underrepresented Idahoans that their voices will be heard. The vigil site is common ground for Idaho's unemployed, underemployed, and least privileged persons, and it is hallowed ground for Idaho soldiers who have given their lives. The vigil site is a place provided in cooperation between Occupy Boise volunteers and the good graces, up to now, of Idaho's state administrators. It is a poignant and sobering reminder that our nation is not currently wholly sufficient in its willingness to provide for the common defense of its entire people.
Sir, your time has expired.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Are there any questions?
Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Thank you. I think you're my constituent. I remember.
I am your constituent.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Favorite constituent. Yes. The legislation says, and I know Representative Bittke disagrees with me. It says personal property removed pursuant to the section to be considered litter. It doesn't talk about due process and when and a chance to, give them a time to get out or anything like that. It just says the personal property shall be considered litter. What do you suppose the value of the encampment and the tents and all that might be? Maybe, I don't know whether you speak to the whole group or to maybe your personal stuff, but give me an idea.
Mr. McMahon?
Well, I have a few personal items on that site, and they're worth maybe $20, $30. And but I think that I've seen tents on there that I know to be worth a couple $100 each, and all the utensils and the stoves and all the other stuff that's there, it's person's property, and most of it is property of people who it's all they had to give. So if for some reason, whether it's due to the necessity of the refurbishment of that property later on down the line, if we have to move out of there, certainly we should be able to do it in a manner that doesn't look like what we saw in New York City and Oakland and other places. That would be a disgrace to the people of Idaho and to this legislature.
Thank you.
I do have a copy of my piece in full, and I'll give it to the individual. Any more questions?
Further questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Monica Hopkins.